And our top story tonight at 11, a clerical error by Buffalo police and an Amherst police officers executing a felony traffic stop leads to a woman being held at gunpoint. Good evening, I'm Scott Levin.
And I'm Mary Alice Demler. The incident happened on May 31st and it's already led to changes. Channel 2's Nate Benson reports on those changes and hears from the woman at the center of it all in this 2 on Your Side original.
Get back in the vehicle, it's showing us stolen.
As Courtney Heitzman pulled into her driveway and got out of her Kia Optima on Friday, May 31st, she turned and saw an Amherst police officer behind her.
Radio, I got the driver at gunpoint.
A few seconds later, Courtney's daughter runs to the door to see what the commotion is all about.
Just stay in the house, please.
Stay in the house, please. Stay in the house.
In a panic, Courtney called her mother.
Mom, there's a cop. He's got a gun and he's pointing it at me. A cop!
To understand how Courtney found herself in this situation, we have to go back to May 10th, when her Kia was
stolen while I was at work in the city of Buffalo.
Courtney reported it to the Buffalo police.
4 hours after the time of the call, another set of officers or another district officers wound up getting an abandoned vehicle call and recovered this car.
Recovered before it could be entered into the state system as stolen.
Is this a situation where a car was stolen, abandoned, recovered, and put into an impound lot just simply before the paperwork could be done?
That appears to be the situation before the entries could be made.
Later that night, not realizing it had already been recovered, Buffalo police entered Courtney's vehicle as stolen into the New York statewide police information network. So in the eyes of every police department in the state, Courtney's car was still considered stolen. The vehicle was eventually towed to a repair shop and Courtney got it back on May 29th. It was during her drive home on May 31st when she drove past an Amherst police officer on Sweet Home Road.
His license plate reader in his vehicle indicated that there was a stolen vehicle that he'd passed.
Amherst Police Chief Scott Chamberlain says the officer then swung around and began following Courtney.
He sped up really close and there were no lights. I wasn't sure if I should pull over or not, and I was so close to home, I just continued to drive home. I figured lights would come on if I was getting pulled over.
By the time that all that information was gathered, the vehicle had pulled into a driveway. The officer stopped, pulled up behind the vehicle and initiated a traffic stop.
Why are you pointing a gun at me?
I am not pointing a gun at you, I'm pointing a gun at the gun.
You did, though.
I did, yes, absolutely I did.
Why? Because I'm right in front. You see
Yes.
the car, it's registered to this
Okay,
house.
Courtney, just hang tight for a second.
No, this is not right. This is not
Come on,
right.
radio.
When you got out of your car and saw that a gun was drawn on you, what immediately went through your head?
I was gonna die. Like, I didn't know what the heck was going on. And this is a person that I've been told is supposed to keep me safe.
So when we have a stolen vehicle, what we do is called a felony car stop.
I understand. So,
hold on.
you're
So
gonna
let
pull
me
a gun
finish.
out in front of me, in
Yes,
front of my own
100%.
home?
100%.
That's terrible.
Yes.
Looking back on it, how do you feel about the whole thing?
I don't feel good about it. I still don't feel good about it. I still never really got an explanation on why the gun was held on me for so long.
Every single cop across the country is taught to do that for stolen vehicles.
When a police officer tags, a vehicle comes up as stolen, they pull them over, that is standard operating procedure to conduct a felony traffic stop?
It depends on the situation, I would say. It's not, I wouldn't say every single time. If they gather enough information to know that it's not stolen, then maybe they wouldn't do a felony car stop.
There's something about this isn't right. And someone needs to explain it to me.
This is negligence on the end of the Buffalo Police Department, okay? I apologize for that. Your vehicle will be removed as stolen so that you can drive it without getting pulled out at gunpoint, okay?
Since this incident happened, changes have been made.
In our conversations over the last month, you've already kind of put that checks and balance in place, right?
I think within probably a day or two of you contacting me, I put that into place with parking. The one thing that I asked them to do as one more fail-safe is to run the license plate of any vehicle before it is released to ensure that it has not been reported stolen by any agency.
Has there been any direct changes to response or policy on Amherst side of things with this?
Yeah, there's nothing on our end that we could have changed about the situation, and we don't have the same type of system as far as, impound lots and all that stuff.
But for Courtney Heitzman, the experience has left a lingering sense of uneasiness.
It just felt like in that moment that I wasn't a human, that this traumatic experience happened, but oh well, it's another day at the office for me. See you later, bye. That's not right.
You know, we certainly apologize that she went through a traumatic incident.
Is there anything the department has to say to this woman regarding the situation?
There's a human element to all these things, and we're always trying to make sure our officers are aware of both sides of any situation.
Now, even though Buffalo Police created a checks and balance if your vehicle is recovered, Commissioner Grimaglia said to double check with the department to make sure your vehicle has in fact been removed from the state system. On your side, Nate Benson, Channel 2 News.